2, 1. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube.
Hey, welcome. Happy Friday night.
So it's been a long week, very interesting week to say the least.
Yep.
We've had interesting things with the family. We've had interesting things with tools right back here. And we've just had an interesting time in general. Very, very interesting time for our entire city, state, and country. So many different closings, so many different hours getting changed. And it's actually a super, super scary, but yet very interesting time to see how everything's going to shape out. Mr. Dick Skinner, thanks for joining. We got Craig, MC Engineering Inc. How's it going, buddy? You, I heard, got some stickers in the mail. And speaking of stickers, we do have 2 more client graphic stickers to give away tonight. Amos Cardoza, I messaged you on Instagram. You didn't get it because I don't either have the right one, but you missed out. You won a sticker in the BSS live stream. But if you want to email me, I'll make sure I get you hooked up with a sticker that you won from last Saturday. We got Hot Rod 21 in the house. How's it going tonight, guys? Super interesting week. So, honey, tell me, we had what all happened? We had our 19-year-old, college got canceled. Well, spring break was extended.
And then they were going to do a week of online classes and then return, I think, like about probably March 30th. And then it got switched to all online classes for the rest of the year.
So we get to travel up and get all of her moved out of the dorms, get everything situated back, bring that home, and then we have an extra body in the house, and then
which means an extra person to feed.
And then we have 3 others. So we had a first grader and a pre-K, and they both had school canceled. So that was really interesting getting that all situated. So thank the Lord she gets a chance to stay at home.
Yeah, I already stay at home, so it doesn't impact me too much, other than I'm having a harder time convincing my first grader that I'm his teacher now, that I have to be the one telling him what to do for school and do the lessons his teacher would have done and homework and all that sort of stuff. But it's not that he's naughty or bad. He's just like, but you're not my teacher. I'm like, well, I am now. And then with everybody home, I don't know, I get to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 6 people now.
Yeah,
it wasn't always the case, but I'm working on being flexible and only controlling the things I can control, because a lot of this is out of my hands. So
yeah, a lot of it's all out of our hands. So, I mean, while we could stress out about things, it's just easier to do the things that we can and control what we can. But I got a bunch of new tools back here. Some of them good, some of them indifferent, some of them, I don't know, people have already seen before. And some of them I really talked about that I never really got a chance to try. And so I'll be doing a video coming up where we're going to test the torque on all these different impact drivers here, as well as general functionality. So we did some videos, live streams on that Cobalt XTR. This is the one that I haven't got a chance to actually test it out too much, but I can tell you my wife actually got to use them for the first time. And this one actually, this is the Harbor Freight Bauer one. It's not too bad. It has a decent price point on it, but I can tell you it was definitely better in general testing for somebody that wants to use it all day compared to one of the chemo tools here. So that one was really interesting.
And I don't know how he'll use some of the footage, but I actually got to try. What did I don't know. I'm not 100% sure exactly what to call what I did, but I drilled nails into wood.
We had
right?
Screws, honey.
Okay. Well, I drilled screws into wood, and it was actually kind of fun.
So the Bosch Freak, you know, that's pretty awesome. That thing can take off the lug nuts on your car. It is a little stretch going to try to put them on, and that's really something that we're going to look at when we do the torque testing on them. How big of a difference is something like this, which has the 1/2-inch drive right on it, compared to something that you're going to use a drive adapter on. And I've already actually broke 3 of the 1/4-inch hex to 3/8 or 1/2 inch adapters alone, just playing with the Cobalt one. So it's really, really super strong when I look at the Cobalt one.
I'm not surprised you broke something.
Well, hey, I don't break everything.
I'm not saying you break everything, but...
And then, of course, we got the rigid one here. And I actually put an entire deck together with this, from everything from the joists to the structural screws to doing the
stairs.
Well, we did the stairs too, but we put down the we did the composite. Our entire deck we redid composite because we didn't want to have to do that again in the next 20 years. Looks like we got some more people joining us. We got Brandon from BSS Small Engines. How's it going, man? Another hand tool that we picked up would be this gear wrench right here. This is something that I played with at SEMA, and this is going to be your 1/2 inch digital torque wrench with angle, and it's got the flex head on it. So it's got not only the display, it's got the feedback as well as the sound. So you are definitely alerted to how that is responding, because you can't always see the display. Your lighting sometimes, while it does work, if you got bad lighting or you hit a glare, we'll turn this on here. You got to press and hold the C button. Sometimes at an angle like that, you can't see that screen. So it's really important that you have some sound as well as physical feedback. That's probably one of the biggest things when it comes to the digital torque wrenches, is that physical feedback. You lose that when you go from your standard clicker style torque wrench. Trade some toilet paper for that torque wrench. Oh, we got Tool 87.
Oh, thank
Props
you.
to having Mrs. Graphic participating in the live stream as well. Keep up the awesome content.
Oh, thanks. We're in quarantine, so we got to do this together.
We got Travis Boyd. We got Steve Cruz. What's up, all? We got Greg Koken. And who else? Jessica Danes. So this one I actually picked up off of eBay. This ended up coming to be around, I think it was like $89, and then there was some shipping and tax on that. And it was just under $200. So it was a little bit cheaper than I could pick up anywhere else. And that one, actually, I took that on the percentages of error. So I used the best torque method that I had in torque testing tool. And this one's coming up a little bit higher, which isn't bad, but in the long run, I'm going to see just how close it is. Let's see. We should definitely make some more people, some moderators in here, so that way they can clean up the chat. So we got Amos Cardoza. How's it going, brother? You are now a moderator, as well as we have MC Engineering. 410 Autotech, how's it going? Just stopping in. It's going, sir. We appreciate it.
I remember looking at this at SEMA. I remember they had somebody like at a tabletop showing how to use
the gear wrench booth. So
yeah, the gear wrench booth was really cool at SEMA. It was one of my favorite ones. It was really organized and they were really well staffed. And
tell them about the one thing, the one key feature with the uniforms.
Oh, I know, they just were really professional and put together. But the one thing I loved the most was they all had matching shoes.
Yes.
So they went to like Nike.com and picked out all the colors that matched their orange and
black and white. So they had
brand. Oh, it looked so good. And if you go back to some of Chris's videos from SEMA, you can kind of catch their feet. And I was just really impressed. They were really, really, really nice, super informative. Like everybody knew what they were talking about. They were willing to just let us basically stick a camera in their face and have them share knowledge about their tools. That was one of my favorite booths.
It was nice. I liked it. I would go back there again, mic those people up, let them talk about their tools.
They were great.
Another thing that I picked up this at a pawn shop. So this is the 3/8 inch drive SK set. and it's missing two things in there. So it's missing the 6-inch extension, as well as, believe it or not, it's missing a 14 millimeter right over there. So somebody must have been working on Hondas or things like that with this, but really this is a pretty clean set. Ended up getting that for $75, believe it or not. So that was a heck of a deal. And
well, yeah, I mean, you have to buy it if you see it, right? You can't just walk away.
Ooh, that one they wanted $99 for it, and you never take full price. You at least ask for something off on any price at a pawn shop. And the worst thing that they're going to do is say no. And you say, all right. So I come into the pawn shop and they're like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm John Doe. And they kind of look at me and I'm like, I'm John Doe and I pay with cash. And then they still look at me and I'm like, you must be new here, because your system, at least at most of the pawn shops I go to, literally have a person in there called John Doe, and that's their cash account that they use. So, yeah.
Well, somebody agrees that with you, that you did need that. Sure is. You needed it.
Yeah, I definitely needed that. I really did. I really wanted to instead get the Gray's Pneumatic 3/8-inch drive complete set that has the thin-walled impact. So you can use it both as the socket set and an impact. But I did not get that. But I might end up taking back the Icon stuff, because I did get the Icon 3/8-inch drive metric in shallow and deep, as well as the 1/2 inch in impact and deep. But I'm still kind of mulling them over here. So these are the 1/2 inch. I got the shallow and the deep. And the one thing on those, I'll just note, and not everybody cares.
Guys, I'll just let you know that I'm laughing because I really don't know half of what he's saying to me. Like, so I love you, but I don't always understand you. So
99% of the socket brands out there don't have any detents for their impact sockets, but they are going to have a drilled out slot. Now the Gray's Pneumatic one here has one and one only, and that's pretty much how all of the Harbor Freight ones are. For the Icon, they have one drill out. Depending on what you're doing, I almost like two of them, just so that depending on if you're not using an impact device on it, it's easier to get your ball detent in that hole. So you get a 50% chance instead of 25% chance. But at the end of the day, it's probably really not that big of an issue for most of you, because you have the hog ring on there and it doesn't really matter. But that's just kind of a personal preference. That's where some of those lower profiler ones that actually fit on both your socket, wrench, and your impact have more detents in it. And that's probably why I might end up double checking the Gray's Pneumatic Impact Duo set. And you get like 6 to 22 millimeter or somewhere around there. We got Yoda Doug Tool Collecting. It was a code to be on alert. Yoda Doug, how's it going? And James.
Steve Cruz says he needs to make you an offer on your Icon stuff.
Needs to make an offer.
Yeah. Have you tried Duo sockets?
Yeah, that's the ones that I want to try.
Oh.
I want to try the.
You probably said that.
Gray's Pneumatic Duo sockets.
What's the temperature here?
The temperature here, it is not warm.
It says that it's 24 outside. It doesn't feel too bad in the garage though.
Yeah, it's not really warm here. So we actually had an interesting week, not only with the climate that's going around for, we'll say, the coronavirus, but it was like 60 degrees at the start of the week. Started getting really, really windy the other night.
Oh, yeah.
And then it snowed last night.
Oh, yeah. We woke up with white all over our grass, which was interesting because I took the kids on this really nice walk the other day. Actually, yesterday. It was super nice. We walked for almost like a mile and a half, and it was beautiful. You just needed like a light coat. And then it started to downpour right as we were getting close to home. He almost had to come get me because he didn't know if I was going to make it back. And then we wake up this morning and there's snow. So it's crazy times.
Brandon, it's definitely not 51 here. I wish it was.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's not.
It will be at some point.
I know.
It's not yet. Yeah, not in March.
Like Yoda Doug said, yeah, it's spring this week and it's cold. I mean, it's literally so cold that the ground's frozen. And if you wanted to try to plant anything right now in Nebraska, it would not be possible. Well, I shouldn't say possible.
You could.
I mean, you could get enough augers or enough tools that you'd be able to bore into the ground.
I don't garden.
Yeah.
I don't have any knowledge on that.
And Dick Skinner said it was 88 the other day. Oh my gosh.
65, MC Engineer 65.
Yeah, I'm very jealous, guys. So that was a little bit of some of the things that I picked up. And then I did pick up or finally complete more of my Bosch stuff. So I have the Bosch Circular Saw.
You have so much Bosch
as well as the angle grinder.
Oh,
and
I was going to make a guess at what this was called.
Actually, oh, you know what? We should have actually. We'll see how much Mrs. Graphic was paying attention here. Do you know what this is called, honey?
Okay, well, you said angle grinder. Is that what I'm holding?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, this is probably a grinder because it has whatever this is. Okay, metal grinding. So
Okay.
This is probably the angle grinder.
All right. So what?
And this is, I don't know, about 100-degree angle. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if that's why it's called an angle grinder.
And what's this?
A saw?
Yeah, that's a start.
A handheld saw?
Well, I mean, it's technically called a circular saw, honey. Do you remember when I last used one of these?
When you put down my floor?
I did. That's right.
Or when you were cutting up wood to compete against Dewey Did It?
That's true too. But the last time I truly, really used it was when I was cutting out the joists or the stringers for the deck.
Oh, is that what's under my deck?
Well, underneath your deck, that
I really do not know what a
that holds
joist
the
is.
composite. You're gonna have your joists. That's what's gonna run across there, just like in your regular.
Like perpendicular to how you lay down the floor?
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
I know some things, but not a lot about tools. Okay.
Yes.
Here's your angle grinder.
Yes. So we got the angle grinder.
I'm learning so much on this quarantine,
the circular
guys.
saw. We did, a couple things that we do have coming up, and I've really been slow on it because with the quarantine and everything and just the coronavirus going around, got to get over to my brother's house and get the drill press so that we can actually do a Torx T25 bit torture test over 10 different brands. So
I understand torture tests. So
that's good. So, if you've seen like Project Farm, he did one for the #2 Phillips. I'm going to do something really similar with the T25 Torx bits. And before things got shut down and closed down, I was able to get to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So shout out to Nebraska, go Big Red.
Go Huskers.
Was able to get to the College of Engineering for Mechanical and Material Sciences and Rockwell hardness test for 10 different brands of the T25s, as well as a couple of the #2 Phillips. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's actually where I did show the Makita Gold. Now these, believe it or not, because the Makita came out with the XPS bits, like in Home Depot, they're starting to clearance out the gold bits. And the gold bits tested out just as hard as the Bauer bits. So the Makita Gold for hardness was testing out at like 57.8, where the Bauer was 57.9. So pretty impressed with the Bauer, actually. And if you look at the Bauer side by side, some of the mill outs and machining look very similar to the Milwaukee XPS.
Could you assume, since they're the same hardness, that they'll perform the same then? Or are they made of different metal, but just happen to be the same hardness? Yeah, that's really, Rockwell hardness is a good indicator of the strength of the material, the tensile strength. Now, longevity is different. There's a little bit of flexing and bending that's going to go on that we'll kind of talk about and offset some of the strength on there. But you don't want it too hard or it'll just snap. And you don't want it too soft or it'll just bend. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're pretty good. All in all, between all the brands that I tested, I don't actually have any place local to me that supplies any of the Irwin stuff. Is it Irwin? Yeah, Irwin T25 bits. So I was able to do like the Bosch, the Makita, the DeWalt, Cobalt. We did the Bauer, and like I said, 4 other brands. We ended up doing 10. Craftsman. There's quite a few of them. So that'll be an interesting video. And then...
And that's on what? Drill bits?
Oh, no, honey, that's the Torx T25. So
oh, yeah.
It would have been good to know this like a year ago when I built the deck, all the deck screws. So do you remember what color deck screws are? Wood screws? Yeah. Yeah. So they do make other colors of them.
Like that color.
Yeah, you can get them color matched. But then your Torx T25 is basically your star bit. So it looks like that.
Oh, that reminds me about when I came down and I asked you for something the other day. And I was like, I need a tool to unscrew something. I was like, it's like the shape of an X. And you laughed at me because what was it that I was asking for?
A Phillips.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But I knew exactly what she was talking about when she said she was looking for a cross or an X.
Yeah, but see, they're called stars. I don't know.
No, that's the Torx.
Okay, there are. You do describe things sometimes based on their shape. I guess just not a Phillips.
Right. So this would be like your number 2 square.
Mm.
That was also a decking screw that we used. And then they have security bits that have a drill out in the middle. So if you're taking like a microwave apart or even some other electronics, or for instance, like the batteries on certain tools. So like the cobalt drill that has a Torx security bit in there. That was something that was in the way that I ended up picking the Harbor Freight Bauer setup. And I kind of like that. It's machined out really nicely.
Oh, well, Mike in the chat said that I sound like his wife. Probably. I know there are women out there that know these things. I don't.
But there's a lot of women that don't know them too.
Yeah.
And it just
I know what I know and I know what I don't.
Right.
But I'm okay if I learn something new.
There's lots of things that you know that I don't.
That's true.
Like you know how to teach a classroom of 25 high schoolers.
Yeah.
Algebra and...
Yeah. I used to be a math teacher until I retired early to stay at home with the kiddos. I miss it sometimes, but I will say that I'm glad I'm not teaching this year with everything going on. And my heart goes out to the teachers having to replan their entire curriculum in hopes that their students will still learn the material at home. So those of you that have kids, just support the teachers as best you can because they're doing the best they can. They didn't plan for this.
So that's kind of much about the new stuff.
I feel like you always get new things. That's the only new thing.
I did have one of these. This was basically a modified hammer that my son doesn't know about, but he's got a matching one to this. That's just a little bit smaller. So this has got a 4-pound sledge on the top of it. This was actually from Harbor Freight. It was cut off. And then we just have basically a piece of threaded rod that we ended up putting and welding some nuts on, painting it down, putting some clear coat over it. So I basically have a sledge just like him. And he'll have one that we were supposed to give to him for Christmas, but mine wasn't done. So now we will wait till his birthday. Oh. So that was a pretty cool gift.
So this is basically a one-of-a-kind gift for both you and him. What will you do with these?
Right.
Do you just like go bang rocks? Can you just like go down the...
Well, no, this is not a masonry or rock picking type hammer.
I'm just wondering what my 7-year-old, when he gets this for his 8th birthday, like what will he do with this?
Oh, he was going to
hopefully not put holes in my walls.
No, he's probably going to be mad that we didn't get like an axe and a hammerhead on the other side so we can go chop tree roots.
Oh, what are those trees that like pop up everywhere, like by our house? They're like almost like shoot up like sticks.
I mean, I call them like suckers.
Because we have to attack those sometimes. There's a few spots in our yard where these things, I don't even know a good way to describe them, but it's a tree. And then
it's the volunteer root just kind of pops off. It thinks that moisture's coming from the top. And that little sucker just pops out.
Oh, well, we can put him to work killing those.
Yes. We can also get him the Sawzall because we got 2 of those. We got the cobalt one.
You should have me pick what a Sawzall is because I really have no idea what that is.
Oh, man, I should have told you.
Oh.
What is this?
Okay, actually, I've seen that before.
Yeah, so we got the Bosch one as well.
I didn't know that's what it was called, though. How was that a saw?
how's it a saw? You put a saw blade in here, and then it comes out.
Okay.
And then it oscillates or plunges up and down. But yeah, we're gonna probably test that out against the Cobalt XTR and get a chance. So we can get 3 little things in there. It's called a 4-pound. Yes. 4-pound persuader.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I have lots of things that I use to persuade, but typically it's not a hammer. Typically it's a very long pipe.
Oh gosh.
Well, it is.
Like a breaker bar?
Like a breaker bar, but really it's just a pipe.
Right.
Because there's something completely different. I'm trying to think of what else.
If you knew dents in the car, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, hopefully not. I did get a chance to run to Harbor Freight, so we'll give you a quick update on Harbor Freight. So I was informed that basically because of the things that are happening with the climate, that there'll probably be a slowdown in shipments to the stores. So you might not see any of the newer items that are coming out or just, recently released on the website throughout all the stores. Now, some stores might have some of the things en route, but there should be like a slowdown of shipments and trucks and merchandise that comes to the store. And some of the things can be pushed off as anywhere from 2 to 6 months or greater because of the current climate with border restrictions and,
just general
just the way
rules.
The way the shipping containers are getting here and how things are slowly getting undocked at the ports.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. We did see a bunch of things drop on the Harbor Freight website that were Icon related. I do like my torque wrenches, but I'm really, really pretty good on my torque wrenches right now. So I probably won't pick any of those. They also changed lots of hours.
Yep.
So I did post on Instagram a lot of different store hours that changed. So Home Depot changed their hours. Lowe's announced that they'll be changing their hours. Is that effective Monday or Tuesday?
I feel like it was maybe one of them said Monday.
Lowe's is changing Monday. I haven't got a chance to post about Tractor Supply, but Tractor Supply is going to be changing their hours effective Sunday. And then Ace Hardware's, because a lot of those are basically franchises where each city has them run by different owners. They're kind of dictating their own hours. What do you have? Those Daytona jacks look really nice. When you think that blue jack will come to Harbor Freight? That's like a tough one because some of the stores might have things en route and other ones won't. But a quick secret on those would be that if you call your Harbor Freight and you give them the model number of the one that you're interested in, they should be able to tell you if they have any in store or if any are en route. And when I say en route, that would be shipments that they know that they're going to be receiving in the next week or so. They can definitely sometimes tell you if they're getting any. I actually haven't got a chance to see if any of those are their distribution centers or how close the blue Harbor Freight jacks are to getting in the store, but I can tell you that I haven't seen any in my store. And let's see, they would have got a truck yesterday, and I checked with them, and they didn't have any en route. Let's see, we got Doug in the house. Oh, that's actually Mama.
Yeah, Mama Sweener.
Mama Sweener.
I'm curious, Steve. You said you're in California, and I don't know, was it today that they said that the whole state was going on lockdown to like April 15th or something? So I'm just curious how that, I don't know, how do you feel about that? I could be wrong, but I don't know how that's going to affect people and like all these businesses changing their hours, if it's even going to matter. Are people even going to come in? Can they even come in?
Well, I mean, there's still businesses that
he said last night
that are exempt, and occupations that are exempt from some of the bans and restrictions. Because what happens if you're quarantined at home and your pipes break?
Well, right.
I mean, are you going to say a plumber can't come out when your house has 3 feet of water in the basement?
Well, I understand that. I'm just curious how I don't know how it's all going to work. I don't know.
I don't think everybody does, but they will have to find out slowly and surely. Yeah, so Harbor Freight's, they started their hour change already this week. Lowe's will start theirs Monday. Menards, they're going to start theirs on, they already started theirs actually. And Home Depot, they already started theirs as well.
Okay, so Brandon said that they're limiting to 10 people at the grocery stores and home improvement stores. I'm just curious, like, how does that even work? What if more people are waiting, more than 10 people are waiting inside? Do you guys just have to wait like 6 feet apart? I'm just curious. I have stayed inside, so I don't know, I've tried to respect the quarantine rules. I wonder how it all works. Steve works in a hospital. We still have to work, can't eat inside any restaurants, have to take home.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my husband a little bit about kind of like all the unsung heroes right now of this illness that's going around, and like, I don't know, hospital workers, even like the hospital support staff. I think that people don't realize, like, even if it's not the doctors and nurses, like there's still people that work at the hospital that are playing a really huge role in all of this, you know, like from janitorial staff to even just like cooking staff that maybe are still cooking for the hospitals. It's crazy to me. I have a relative who's a doctor, and basically he goes to work and he's at work and he doesn't always know when he's going to go home. So Steve, I appreciate you working in the hospital no matter what you do, and all of you guys that are in that field, props to you guys.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, so same with like truck drivers, they're exempt too,
right?
Because they have to make sure that they get the merchandise.
Talk about unsung heroes. They're truck drivers, man. You guys have to drive like all sorts of stuff across the country for everybody. Like you can't necessarily take a day off. If you need to drive your truck somewhere, you got to go. UPS drivers.
Yep,
yeah,
UPS,
essential.
FedEx.
Essential.
Oh, speaking of that, FedEx announced that they were going to not be having signature confirmation or require signatures.
But they were cutting back on it. Not
yeah. So if something had a signature confirmation, they're not having you have to sign for it. It's just getting dropped off in order to not have as much contact for the drivers. So that was interesting. I didn't really see UPS announce anything, but it was interesting that FedEx announced that they weren't going to be having that.
Everyone being my fill. Yeah. I will say this. Yep. I hope with all of this that's going on, people, because we live in the Midwest, so there's lots of farmers, farm towns, stuff like that. But I really hope that at the end of this, you know, with everybody going to the grocery store and stocking up on, you know, meats and produce and food just in general, I really hope at the end of this people are grateful for the farmers, because without farmers and food, like we can't survive. Like we can live without our celebrities and our athletes and our sports teams and stuff like that, but we can't actually live without farmers. So if any of you guys are in the farming business, props to you guys as well. We couldn't live without you guys. Yep. So more unsung heroes there.
So a couple of people asked about hours. So Harbor Freight, they were closing at 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday, 5 p.m. And then we had the hours for Home Depot. Those were changing to, they were closing daily at 6 p.m. at Home Depot. Menards, that's another Midwest home improvement store. They're going to be closing at 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 p.m. on Sunday. And then Lowe's was going to be closing at 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 p.m. on Sundays. And the interesting thing about that is in the last week or two here, all of those major big box home improvement stores actually just switched over to their spring hours, which meant they weren't going to be closed till 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah. So
they increased an hour. So a lot of them before were 9 p.m. Now they were 10 p.m. and now they're cut back.
Even more.
Yep. And some of it's different. Some of them will be having night staff continue to stock things, and some of them won't. It just really, really depends. on the store or the hours that they have available.
Yeah, more props to night staff.
Yeah.
Graveyard shift, whatever you call it.
Some of our grocery stores, they were going to now start closing at midnight instead of being open 24 hours. A lot of the Walmarts changed from being 24 hours to being closed at midnight or before.
Have you guys heard some of the companies around here are doing early morning hours for the people that are like the most vulnerable, like people like the elderly, pregnant women, autoimmune disease. So I really appreciate that. I think that's pretty awesome because they are at a higher risk than myself. So I appreciate that people like that have an opportunity to go.
Yeah, David Tran, you're right. There are actually a lot more people than we know about that are considered essential. I don't know if there's a big, really great master list running of things, but yeah, it's definitely very interesting. Yeah. We got Chip Shop 442 joining in. We got Greg. Thank you for being a farmer and doing everything you do. That's a very, very rewarding, but yet also, you know, people don't say thank you for doing what you do. And there's a lot of jobs like that. I know Brandon, you know, he works on small engines all the time. And that's one of those things is, you know, it's a dying trade. Things are changing to electric, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean he's out of job if things shift to electric. It just means he had to shift some of his skills to things that are more electronic, assuming that there's going to be parts for them. But I mean, the same thing for small engines. I mean, if you have something that's 30 years old, the parts for it might be more difficult to find than something that's relatively new, or it actually might be the exact opposite. Something that's in the last 4 years might be more difficult to find versus something that's 30 years old.
Yeah. Brandon says that he's lucky enough to live in a place where he can grow a big garden and raise chickens. That's awesome.
Yeah, we can actually have chickens if we wanted to.
We don't want to.
But you could.
I feel like I'd live with 3 small chickens right now.
They make
I love them, but I don't need to add a pet to my list of responsibilities right now.
Yep. But, so new things coming up. I was talking to Dewey Did It. I don't know what it is, but I really like the lighting that he has when he does his videos. So we are going to order some. Well, I think it's like an 8-piece LED strip. They're like 2,200 lumens. So we're going to put those in the garage to add.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Well, I am.
Oh, okay.
But you can. Everybody will be able to see you better.
It's important.
It's really to bring out your eyes.
Thank you.
And we just have to do more live streams so it brings out your eyes.
Can quiz me on all your tools.
Like what?
Like,
ooh, you want like a tool quiz of what some things are? That's pretty good. Huh. You know what? I'm going to get one of these down here.
Can I read the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I don't even know what to call that.
Okay.
That's unfair.
That's what we got this for.
That's not even starting with an easy one and working your way up to something harder.
No, so we're going to start off on this one. So
it twists.
It does.
It's a spinner.
It does. So that you put something in there, and then it does have the ability to ratchet.
This is unfair. Do you agree? This is not a starting question. Okay, it can go to the left or to the right.
Yeah.
Its capacity means nothing to me. Apparently, its name is Pat, and it's made on type.
No, honey. That PAT is for patent.
Oh, patent.
Wow.
Can you delete what I said?
No, I can't.
Just take that last part back. Okay, I have no idea what this is.
Okay, so that's
you spin it.
Okay, so
you
that's like
and you use it under the kitchen sink. And
no, nothing about a sink. So that actually was an upgrade to this old set here that I was using.
A tap and die set.
Yeah. So that.
Who knew that? Who knew this? Did everybody know?
I guarantee you that Craig at MC Engineering Inc. knew what that was. So yeah.
So you don't use this under the kitchen sink?
No, you don't.
That was just. No, I don't even know. I didn't even know where to start.
Yeah. So.
I will say this. We did see somebody at SEMA, and I remember them talking about a tap and die set, and the whole time I had no idea what he was saying. I never would have thought that this was
Yeah, so that'll hold your bits.
What's a bit?
Well, this, so you can actually cut through your metal to get your threads.
There you have it, guys. Tap and die set.
Well, that's not the tap. That's
okay.
The ratcheting portion.
Still unsure of what this is. What is this that I'm holding?
Well, that's your ratcheting bit holder for your tap and die set. So you'd put, and then you'd be able to move it.
Okay.
So it helps in tight places, so you don't have to spin the entire tool around. All right, so we got that one out of the way. That was an easy one.
No.
Oh, what else do we want?
Not easy.
Okay, so we'll do this one because it's within arm's reach. This is a good old Craftsman, made in America, made in the USA.
Pliers?
Well, I mean, you could partially say that they're pliers.
They're not pliers.
But they're not pliers.
Can I have a word bank?
Vice.
A vice is that thing over there.
Well, I was just giving you the first word.
Vice grip.
Yes.
That's I didn't. I just have heard that word before.
Yeah.
So not pliers.
Not pliers.
Okay. But does it kind of look like pliers?
I mean, you could say that it partially looks like pliers, but it's the locking vice grips.
You just.
Yeah. Okay. So we got that one. What else do you want to do? Hey, we'll do an easy one for you. What is this?
That is insulting.
Well, what is it?
It's a tape measure.
Okay. All right. So we got that one. That's good.
What, like, that should have been question number one.
Yeah, but you don't want to start easy.
I still am unsure what to call the first thing you handed me.
It's a ratcheting tab.
Okay, I do know what a tape measure is, and I actually planned a very fun lesson for my children this week using a tape measure, and I taught them how to measure things.
Okay. So this is
that's pliers. No?
You could kind of say that, but
adjustable pliers.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean,
not pliers. What are pliers?
I mean, you could say that.
Why do I think everything's a plier?
It's like an adjustable pliers, but it's really, I mean, when I look at these, I just say channel lock. That's a channel lock.
Channel Lock is a company.
It is, but when you say right, it is. But when you look at these, yeah, slip joint pliers. So you could kind of say that they're pliers, but it's not pliers. It allows you to adjust.
Okay.
So yeah.
Who makes this?
Who makes this?
Is that the Channel Lock that
Yes, this is the iconic blue.
Okay.
Like the second you see this, that like literally no other company copies this.
Okay.
That blue is dedicated
I
for
at least
Channel
remembered that they were a company that I met at SEMA.
Yep.
They gave me a really cool koozie.
Oh yes, this reminds me. So we're going to be working on a video too, where we'll take. So I think this would actually be
socket.
Well, this isn't a socket. This is an adapter. So this is a reducer. So you're going from 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch.
That makes sense.
So it's a socketed adapter.
I understand all those words. It makes sense.
So this would be the 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch, and we'll probably do a video on that where we're going to do all of the torque testing to see who makes the strongest 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch adapter. I think that would be actually a really good video proving some of the torque things, because I know I've broken a couple of these in my lifetime. All right, let's get.
No, why would you even need an adapter? Is it because you don't have the 3/8 inch and you only have the 1/2 inch?
Well, I mean, to me, it's.
Or because you just want to use an adapter?
Well, sometimes your socket size for 3/8 is smaller in diameter than the 1/2 inch. It doesn't have quite all the metal there, but yet you need the torque of a 1/2 inch drive to fit into a certain area. So like if you're using a 19 millimeter, like that's really on the cusp of, should I be using 3/8 or should I be using 1/2 inch? Sometimes even 17 millimeter is one of those like swing sizes where it becomes, should I be using 3/8 or is there going to be enough oomph in there, or is it going to be too tight that I need to jump up to 1/2 inch?
Okay. I'm confused why you switched to metric. I do know that there's two different kinds of, I don't know what they're called now, SAE, metric. I do know that. Yep. I did learn that. I am proud to know that. I don't know how they compare to each other, but I know there's two different sizes.
So what would that be?
I'm like pretty sure I know that.
I'm not going to show her that side because it says the name on it.
Is that the thing where you do the temperature? Because you do that every once in a while to say how, like the temperature of the garage.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it.
So that's
thermometer.
That's what the temperature is in the garage. Anybody wanted to know that?
Is it a like, I don't know.
Let's see what the temperature of my head is.
What's your hat?
Oh, I'm a lot warmer than the garage.
I would hope so.
Let's see how warm you are.
I thought you were going to shine that in my eye.
Yeah, you are not sick. She's still a little cold tonight. Non-contact.
Well, I just read what it was, and somebody just told me infrared. So,
yes.
What is it?
It's exactly that. It's a non-contact.
Okay, so it's a thermometer.
Thermometer.
Okay, well, I at least said one of the correct words. Okay.
Yes. Ooh, this will be a good one.
Oh, I know what that is.
So what is that?
You've used that before.
That's not my good one.
Or temperature gun. I like that. It's a battery tester. I don't know what its real name is.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You could test batteries with this.
I will say this. My son knows how to use this. And he, first of all, to take a step back, all my children know how to replace batteries, even the 3-year-old. They do not know how to clean up after themselves. So I sometimes am left with like batteries everywhere. And I'm always like, okay, are these old or are they new? So I've just decided from now on that I'll just ask my 7-year-old to test the batteries for me so I know if they're good or bad because he knows how to do it. So it's a battery tester. I don't know what its real name is.
Fair enough. But if you were to take this to a wall outlet and check your AC current,
yeah,
does that become a battery tester then?
Well, no. So then I don't have the.
So it's just a battery tester when it's in the DC mode, and then you can change it to continuity to see if there's a circuit that's broken.
Like, I don't.
So you can ohm it out.
Is it a frequency checker? Is that even a correct word to use?
It's a multimeter.
Multimeter.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Multimeters.
Oh, there we got Chris Jones in the house. How's it going, Chris? He's
thanks for the
one of our locals here that has definitely helped out quite a bit with the channel. And Chris, you missed it earlier because we were talking about.
Oh, is he your welder guy?
Yeah, that's Chris Jones.
That's right. Hey, Chris Jones, my 7-year-old still remembers you.
Yes, so we'll be going across town. Be like, are we going to Chris Jones's? Like,
that's true.
No, we're not. We're not going to see Chris Jones. But yeah, that's pretty fun.
Oh, he's about to get a new amp installed. Mm.
Ooh, very nice. All right, let's see what we can get for another tool around here. Oh.
I don't usually do this poorly on tests. I also didn't study before this, so.
Oh, I didn't let her study. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, brother.
I need to look at the chat better. I feel like they're going to give me some good answers. Oh, Chris, you missed it. You asked how he likes the hammer. We didn't end up giving it to him yet. So he's going to get it when his birthday comes around this fall. So.
Oh, we're going to load up on this.
Guys, make sure you tell me what it is so I can answer correctly this time. I feel like you're getting very unfair things right now.
Oh, no, these are really easy. All right, so we'll start off with that one. That's pretty easy.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I was going to say it looks like one of those like things people use for sewing, like the little oh gosh.
She's not going to get that one. Guarantee you she's not going to get that.
Oh, we're going to start easy.
That is easy. Everybody knows what that one is, don't they?
I feel like you use it to like clean something. Like you would put it on this way to clean a tool that is like that.
Hey, it's your buddy.
Tarek, you're my favorite. Thanks for coming on. Oh
Tarek, how's it going? Yeah.
Thank you for the love. You are the best. Tarek, what is the name of this?
Show him. Let him see that.
Battery terminal cleaner.
That is correct.
Oh, man. Oh, thanks, Chris Jones. I knew I'd get this one right. Would not have guessed this went to a battery. So what's the function of this side?
You put that on your battery post, and then you spin it, and it cleans it off.
So battery has like a...
On your car.
I'm unsure what the battery on my car looks like, so I'm not sure how that would fit on it.
Yeah, it's a post, unless it's got the side mount, which is basically just a screw. So you use that to clean off your post, and then you put your cable on it. And this you can use to clean out. Yeah. Okay. So yes, that was a very, very hard one for her. But it's pretty easy.
I feel like
okay.
I'm in an AP class and I should be in remedial.
She's not going to know this one either.
I feel like I should use this at the dinner table.
I was used like 3 times. It's not one of my favorite ones, but
okay.
It works in a pinch. It breaks a lot of door clips.
I feel like it's like I feel like you would use this part right here to like.
Later, Amos. We'll talk to you later.
Maybe like a nail like goes here, and then like
nope,
use this to like bring
nail.
it out.
No nail.
Or like a screw, or like a, I don't know. It's a remover. You remove something with this.
Yes.
You do.
Yeah.
Is it a heater hose remover?
No. No. I guess you could use it for
John,
that.
I read yours. I can't see.
I mean, it's truly not, but yeah, I mean,
trim remover?
I understand, John. I understand what you mean. You just, and then you pop that.
Trim?
So yeah,
is it trim?
It's your door trim for your car.
Okay.
When you separate.
On
panels.
your car.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you removed a lot of trim in our house, and I didn't see you use this once.
No. No, I did not. Not in the house. That's funny.
Okay, well, I at least need to get partial credit for knowing that you remove something.
Yeah, I hate door clips too. Yeah, that's for your door clips to do the panel. So there's little clips.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So yes.
I'm sure I've seen this before, but well, that's like a pounder thing. Like it's not a hammer, but
that's what she said.
Like oh gosh, I know the word for this. It's not a hammer. It's the other thing. Like you use this in my when you put our floor down, you banged it. I don't know the right word.
Again, that's what she said.
It's a dead blow. Yes,
my wife can read.
Okay, so, that's not the name I thought it was.
So it basically
what's the name of the other thing that's like that where it's just a bang, like you just bang it, but it's not a hammer. What's that thing called?
You have to be a little bit more specific, honey.
I don't it's like
just a regular rubber mallet?
Mallet.
Okay, well, I mean,
that's the word I was trying.
That one's
mallet.
dead.
Thank you. Yes, Tarek. He knew what I was talking about. He got enough information. Right. That's what I thought that was, a mallet.
Well, I mean, you could say that is, but the whole point is that it has the basically, to me, I call it buckshot, but that's not what it is. But it's basically little lead balls inside there.
I did hear that. Okay, I really thought I was going to get that one right. I'm kind of disappointed.
That help your impact, focus it on one thing. So
you did use that to do our floors.
Correct? I did. I did use that on our floor. So this one here, this is extra strong.
I feel like that's a vise.
Huh, that's interesting. That one's made in Japan. I never noticed that.
I feel like that's a vise.
It's a Fuller, extra strong.
Vise?
No. No, that's not a vise.
Is it a clamp?
It could be. I mean, primarily, one could have used this to remove brakes or compress the calipers in the brakes.
Like on a car?
You could, if you're really cheap and don't have a caliper compressor tool.
Is it a C-clamp?
It is a C-clamp.
Oh, I just didn't read it very well.
Yeah.
Greg did give me the answer. I just didn't see the word C until everybody else started doing it.
All right, so we got a ton of people in the chat tonight. And
thanks for your help, guys.
I think we're going to definitely...
I feel like I just totally failed this test. I'm sure you all aced it. You knew exactly what it was. I hope I provided some comic relief for your week, because there's no way that I should ever
Lucid, how's it going?
Take this test again.
Oh, we're going to do more. The night's young. So we're going to give away some client graphics stickers. So Mrs. Graphics, can you get out a random number generator? Just find a random number generator. Yeah. And if you guys want to put a number, just one number.
Well, let's wait. We got to cap it.
Between 1 and 100.
Well, don't tell them to wait. We'll do a start. I'm typing very poorly right now.
Oh, they can start.
Oh, but you didn't give them the parameters.
One number between 1 and 100.
Okay.
And the one that's closest to that number, we'll go ahead and give away at least one, if not two, client graphic stickers. So go ahead and type in the chat a number between 1 and 100 for a chance to win a client graphic sticker. No shipping. Well, no shipping. That's true.
That's true. Although I don't know if we can. We'll have to see how this quarantine works. Maybe we can't get to your.
I might need to go to Harbor Freight in the next week, which
shocking.
Chris Jones happens to be on the way.
You do know the hours of Harbor Freight. I'm sure you will make sure you make it there.
You know, actually, and I've gifted Chris a couple other things. I just say, Chris, I'm going to stick it in your mailbox, and he'll go pick it up after hours.
Man, do you hear that, guys? All you need to do is live in our same town, and my husband's just going to bring gifts all the time.
Well, don't say all the time. Just some of the time.
Randomly.
Right.
All right. Should we tell them to, I don't know, you decide when it ends.
I don't know. I mean, we want to make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to put.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, see, we got Neil, the maintenance man, joining in tonight. Neil, how's it going?
Hey, Neil.
If you win, Neil, you really do want a second sticker? I mean, that's pretty cool. Got tossed out for standing in the toolbox drawers. Let's just say I didn't get tossed. Oh, you got tossed out.
Dale, you did?
I didn't get tossed out. I would now get tossed out if I did afterwards. Unfortunately,
sure, do multiple numbers, CJ.
I do know that the store, they frowned upon me standing in afterwards. It's really interesting. So like you can actually get away with certain things, and then if it shows up on YouTube a week or two later, for whatever reason, like district managers, or I don't know how the whole hierarchy goes of the Harbor Freight, but they're like, you can't let people stand in the toolbox. That's unsafe. And I'm like, well, I know, I told them that. I mean, I said, you know, I'm going to make a video for YouTube, and yeah, then we just go with that.
I did go to Harbor Freight with him not long ago, maybe like 2 months ago. And I ran into somebody I knew. I actually used to teach this person.
Okay, let's go.
And
go ahead and generate.
He knew all about my husband. He knew about standing in the crate.
The toolbox?
Or whatever, not crate. Yeah, toolbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, generate your number.
Okay, do I have to like show it?
We'll generate the number.
Okay,
what's the winning number? We got a 66.
66.
So whoever's closest to 66.
I'll go look in the chat.
Oh my gosh, Chris Jones is at 69.
He liked that number.
Do we have anybody that's closer than that?
Maybe somebody did it.
Holy cow. Yeah, Chris Jones won. Go ahead and hit that one more time. That's pretty funny.
Is he winning?
Yeah, he won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so hit.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to do it again.
Yeah, you get to do it again. We got 2 stickers. We got to give the other one away.
Yeah.
So can you generate another number, honey?
Are they going to have a chance to like put in more numbers?
It's the same numbers. We're just going to have a second winner.
Oh, okay. All right.
So generate another number. He cannot win twice, so generate another number.
Okay, did 64. Am I pressing it badly?
I don't know. You put it so that it would only generate twice.
Hold on. Oh, I did?
I thought so.
Okay, user error.
No, that's okay. Generate away.
97.
97. So who is the closest to 97? We got CJ at 86. Do we have anybody that did a little bit higher?
Mike had 87.
Oh, somebody had 87?
Yeah.
Mike, where is that? I can't see it.
Right, a few under Chris Jones putting 69 everyone wins.
Oh, yep. Mike, looks like you got the closest to that with 87. So, why did Dale say that he won?
Oh gosh.
I'm seeing 87. Is there anybody that's closer to that?
No, it's 87.
87. All right. So Mike, go ahead and email me your address at clientgraphics@gmail.com. And then we'll go ahead and get that out in the mail to you tomorrow. Chris, you'll just have to wait till I drop that off in your mailbox. We got Sam's garage in the house. He does some small engines as well as some go-karts. And it's really neat. I wish that I could get away with the kids driving around with go-karts in this neighborhood, but we cannot. It's definitely against the
city code or something.
City statutes.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, it would take them 45 minutes to get out here. Let's see. What have you heard lately about the Melco Eagle Grip pliers that are suppliers? Okay, so I actually called them in November and December, and I wanted to go out there. I wanted to do a video, things like that. And the last thing that I had talked to them, they weren't ramping up production until the beginning of the year. So now would definitely be the time that I should call them up and see where they're at. Because in that November, December timeframe, they told me to call them within the first 3 months of the year. And so we are still in that timeframe. So I do need to check on Melco and see where they're at. So thank you for reminding me on that one, because that is one thing I definitely do want to get up there.
Oh, Sam, you gotta read Sam's garage. He did a Tokyo drift in the parking lot.
Well, I know. I mean, all I have is that little Dumb and Dumber. That's what I call it, but it's that like little mini dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
That was up in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my gateway drug into small engines for go-karts and things like that. And that's why we got that dirt bike somewhere over here.
I mean, you could just do it. Brandon did say rules are meant to be broken. I mean, you could just ask for forgiveness afterwards, right?
You know, after that one time with our now 15-year-old, when he got pulled over twice in the same week for riding the little Honda 50 and then the electric dirt bike.
You do have new neighbors, though.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a better thing. It's not a worse thing, but yeah.
Sam, it looks like you got a really good day.
Let's see.
A really, really good day.
Yeah, he gets to. They make a lot of noise and really late at night too.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Are they making pliers again? You know, I couldn't remember. I think they are, but I also want to say that it'll be some screwdrivers as well. But I can't. Don't hold me to that, because they hadn't said they were manufacturing anything. But it might be definitely pliers. We'll see. Where I live, if you don't ride a dirt bike or a quad on the road, you're the weirdo. Yeah. Actually, you know, if we go up to Waverly, you can ride quads. You just have to have a flag on it.
Oh.
But that's not so much here in Lincoln.
No.
So.
Man, you guys have some fun activities.
Yeah, we don't. Our kids really miss out.
Gosh. We're the worst parents. We need to get them into these things. What are we thinking?
We need a third stall in our garage. So.
Well, time to move out to the country, right? Maybe I can get chickens like Brandon.
Yeah.
Have a garden.
Let's see. I even did a drift in the front of the cops. Yeah, that's
He said he was trying to get his wife to download it. Yeah, get it downloaded. I want to watch.
Sure, he will. Tarek, if you're still in the chat, why don't you go ahead and email me too? You were super kind tonight with your super chat. I know that my wife always does look out for you on any live streams where she's at. She's like, where's Tarek at? Things of that nature. So email me your address and I will.
I love when Tarek comes to the chat. It makes me happy.
I will get you another client graphics sticker. So That would be clientgraphics@gmail.com. So it's really easy. It's the name of my channel at gmail.com. And Brandon, I don't know if your sticker came today. I know I mailed you out a sticker. Don't you guys have enough on your plates already?
Gosh.
Yeah, we do. We pretty much do. We need to clear out this garage.
Yeah, but if we just move to the country, then it's just...
You know, you'd be able to get a little bit closer and less dependent on everything in the city, but then you're going to have to deal with sanitation. So remember how, who was it that had the lavatory issues?
Oh, when Nebraska had a bunch of flooding?
Yeah, you back up a lot of your...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I need screwdrivers and a few more ratchets. I'm good on the ratchets. I could use a few more screwdrivers. Actually, no, I'm good on screwdrivers too. I think I did a video on that one. I work a lot out of town, and Fridays are my travel days, so it's been hard lately to catch anything. Well, you know, appreciate you joining us tonight. My wife really didn't want to do a live stream, and I said, you know, I've really been not feeling very motivated with the current economical client health situation, everything like that. It's been, I've come out in the garage, you know, one day it's warm, one day it's cold. Stock market's up, stock market's down. Gas prices go down. People, you know, we tried to get milk the other day, and they were limiting it to 1, but it was quite hilarious because they didn't have any milk at all to limit. So
this was at Costco. Yeah,
really disappointed with Costco over the current situation. Not only for what they've done to their employees, but just in general. I mean, you pay a membership fee and you can't pick up any items. But yet I can go to a local grocery store or even Walmart and they have everything that I need.
It's not that I didn't want to hang out with you. I have a very limited knowledge base of tools. I don't know how to be helpful talking about tools, but I guess I can at least have you quiz me on them.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time. Let's see, what about toilet paper? Hy-Vee has been out for over a week. So we actually...
before it all got
really crazy,
we did buy toilet paper.
But we truly needed
not
it.
like a ton, but we actually needed toilet paper. So we kind of, before there was hysteria, we did get that. So I guess we're lucky by the grace of God, but I
said in the interim, if you really needed to, we would just take the miter saw and cut rolls of paper towel down to size.
Okay. I know I mentioned this once in your live stream or something. I think it was with Dewey did it. He has 1 million free, like 4 packs of those microfiber cloths from Harbor Freight. I'm talking like they're in a box somewhere in this garage. We literally could use that for a week and we'd be good.
Oh yeah, the 30,
it'd be like just
40.
having like, I didn't do this, but I know people that had disposable diapers for their kids. I feel like it would just be like that.
Huh. And then you could use a dryer sheet to pop it all off.
Smells good too. Yeah. Man, I've been doing a lot of laundry to clean stuff. I didn't even think about saving those dryer sheets. Man.
Dale, I appreciate it. My wife does bring a lot to the channel too. She did really help out at the end of last year when we went to SEMA. And that's something, you know, so Las Vegas shut down for 30 days. We're thinking that depending on how things go for the next 3 to 6 months, we might not be able to get out there this year, depending on how everything starts ramping back up or ramping down. So I don't know.
AJ. Oh yeah. Such a ladies' man, but luckily I came around. And now he's just one ladies' man. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't have it any other way, babe.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, now definitely. But I mean.
I thought you were trying to like be upset that you are only with one lady. And
no, you made it sound like before I was with like.
No, it was a joke.
8 ladies at the same time. Well, maybe that's stretching it, but
I don't know.
What do I always tell you? I mean, it's.
I don't want to disappoint more than I don't. I don't even know. What do you say?
It's bad enough to disappoint one woman. Why would I want to try to disappoint two or more?
You say that.
Yeah, she does. She really doesn't like that. So,
Hark knows what's up.
Happy wife, happy life. I wouldn't know, but it's a true statement. Yes. If she's,
well, I mean, it does go both ways. I can't be the only happy one. Otherwise, then he's miserable. And then you don't want to make me happy.
Yes, that's true. But every day is different.
Yeah.
I will tell you, though, I mean, like I had one package show up today. It was just a new battery charger for my cell phone, like a new battery case. She's like, what tool did you get today? And I'm like,
I really did think it was a tool.
It's like, no, it was a warranty replacement. So I've been since I've had my iPhone, I've been using one of these Morphe juicy cases. This is like the Morphe Air.
Bye, Brandon.
And it's been pretty good to me, except for the charging light. When I pressed the button for it, it didn't actually charge the phone anymore. So I basically just filled out the online form, didn't even need a receipt, and they shipped me a new one. Of course, I had to pay for shipping, and it was here within 5 days. So pretty excited about that one. Had something show up from China today. Hey, Zaphiel, how's it going?
Oh, yeah, hey.
Like literally, like from China, like you purchased it, like Alibaba or one of those other websites that directly ship from China, or did you just happen to get like something like the chemo? So I can tell you that is literally directly from China. Brandon, have a good night. Appreciate you joining. Sam, I do hope everybody stays safe too. Off topic, but has anyone had issues with Disney Plus tonight?
We watched it this afternoon. There were no issues. There is a chance that Disney Plus might be off because Disney released the new Onward movie, but I think you have to pay for it. Or no, I could be wrong. You can watch it and pay, but you can't just watch it with your regular Disney Plus subscription till like April 3rd or 4th. So maybe don't take my word for it. Google might have a better answer.
Oh, my go-karts. Parts come from China, and I open. Yeah, when I opened up
outside to disinfect it.
Yeah. Keep saying life is not available, or title is not available on 4 different movies. Yeah, I mean we can go check after this, and I can text you if it works. AZ Films, how's it going tonight? I don't know. Should I grab a couple more tools and see if you can name them?
There are new people here, so they probably missed the
excitement.
We'll just call it entertainment. That has to be what it was for you.
Oh, you named this earlier, but this is the corded one. You know what that is, don't you?
Well, that is the angle grinder because it has a angle
with the ever missing removal tool for the blades. You know, interesting enough, so like this Ryobi one here, this has probably got to be like 10 or 15 years old. I was actually hoping, and I was kind of disappointed. I really do like my Bosch battery or cordless one, but it doesn't have a spot where I can put the removal tool in. So that doesn't fit in there. Where
is it supposed to be hollow?
Yeah. We're like on this old Ryobi, even though it's not in there, if it was, the one that I have for it is able to fit in the handle. So it's like, it's not this one, guys, but basically you'd be able to put it in the handle so that you could remove your grinding wheel or whatever if you have a flat disc on there. And that's really nice on the Ryobi one. And it's kind of like sometimes like those little features like that I really miss. I got a new 6-inch Milwaukee Fuel. Yeah, but does your Milwaukee Fuel have the tool that you can put in the handle? It's like the little things that kill me. Like I still like this, but I'm really disappointed that an older tool has one of those features. All right, what do we have down here? I already named that. Name that. Oh, you wanted to hear. I'll get a couple things. You wanted these from earlier.
I wanted these?
Yeah, you kept naming them. You said you wanted to see one of these.
Oh. I know what you're gonna grab. Are these pliers?
I don't know. You make your guess.
Okay, these have to be pliers. It's the only thing I continue to repeat over and over again. These look super old. Did your dad own these?
No, those are mine. I bought those at Sears. I bought the 6-piece set.
Did you leave them outside?
No.
Why do they look so old?
They look old. Those look old because they were not basically, they were used. I used them a lot. This was one of my go-tos, but basically they just, it oxidizes over time. You know, you do a couple jobs underneath the sink, you get water all over them. It's going to come apart.
Craftsman, made in the USA.
Show that one.
Well, I do think I know what this is. You break these a lot.
Yeah, but you got to show the head on there.
Okay. I feel like it shouldn't be bent. Okay. This is a Tecton. Is this a ratcheting wrench?
No, that is not a ratcheting wrench.
Just a wrench.
Just a ratchet.
Just a ratchet. Oh, okay.
But that one is a ratchet that did 292 foot-pounds.
Okay, I had to put my phone down for a second. Okay, I really feel like you bent this.
I did.
As you can see.
That's going to be a problem.
I feel like you're taking a long time because you're going to find things that are really hard for me to guess.
No.
Question is if you're going to be able to put all this away.
No.
Just a ratchet, yeah. Did you break it or bend this in one of your videos?
Yes, I did. Yes. Yes, that's actually in the Strongest Ratchet Part 1.
Strongest Ratchet Part 1. If you've not seen it, please go find it on Chris's channel somewhere and watch it. And you can watch this Tecton Just a Ratchet.
A ratchet that did 292 foot-pounds.
It's a lot.
Before it broke.
Oh, thanks, Mike. That's all I pretty much am good for is holding the tools. I really don't know how to use them.
It's your hand. It's like a hand model.
Man, I should have like painted my nails.
It's still family friendly, but we will allow that one. But yes, that one's for access around tight corners. All right, so I
think that's a nail gun thing. Like you would nail the wall or whatever. Like
no, not the wall.
Well, okay, maybe not the wall.
Wait, what did I use that for? Trim.
My trim.
Yes.
So is this a trim gun?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you like you can use it like that. Right?
Sure.
Is that the correct?
I mean, it's not a finish nailer. I mean, I guess you could say it's a finish nailer.
What is this called? A fast? Oh no, that's it.
That's the fastener gauges that you can use.
I feel like it doesn't tell me its name.
It's just an air nailer.
Air nailer. I guess I'm missing the air.
Yeah, I guess you could say that that'd be a finisher because it's not going to be used for door jams. I mean, you could, but it's not really going to hold do you put staplers in it or just nails? This one's just for nails. Yeah, that one's just.
Oh yeah, because I remember when he was working on the floor, I found like a bunch of these, and I had no idea what it was because I thought it was just like one like metal piece together. I didn't realize that those were all nails.
Yep. Right.
I feel like those are some sort of like pliers, grabbers. You grab them. You grab something with these. You grab electrical wires with them.
No, you would not grab electrical wires with this.
You remove nails or staplers with it.
No, honey.
Okay. I don't know if you did a good job holding this.
Oh.
It's also from China. Oh, it's from welding. Ring pliers. Is that what this is?
Snap ring.
snap ring. What's a snap ring?
A snap
ring?
ring?
Is that what this is?
Okay, so a snap ring, well, it's not going to show on this one. You basically have your internal snap rings. And
Oh, like
external.
we're talking inside a.
Yeah, so it's a retaining clip of some sort. So you can definitely have them like on your AC compressors, a couple other things.
So you really can't get to this on something right away. You have to like almost open it up.
Not necessarily.
All right.
Yeah, Brandon, it is kind of cold. We did do a temperature check earlier. It was like 25 outside and it's about 46 in the garage tonight.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I actually prefer to be cold than hot, so.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, you did ask about the ratchet torture testing here. I did end up, what did I weld down? Oh, I weld down this fastener. So I cut off one of the, I think 32 millimeter was on here. I cut that down and I did buy the titanium 125 from Harbor Freight. It definitely doesn't penetrate as well when you're doing like the 3/8. Yeah, but it works. I mean, it definitely was able to hold 700-800 pounds. So I would say it penetrated enough. But yeah, I mean, it's not as clean as your welds. So don't worry, you did an excellent job. Superb. I did a good enough job when I look at it. All right, so one of these here.
This is an electric.
That is not electric, honey.
You would hook this up to your air compressor.
You would.
And you would, it is like this. These, they're drills.
They're not drills.
Okay, they are, what?
This
is not a drill.
This is an impact drill driver, so I guess you could put a 1/4-inch hex.
I feel like this is like a radar gun. This is really heavy.
That is not a radar gun.
I would like catch someone speeding with this.
I mean, I could see how you could see that. Here, we'll
do you do something with the car with it? Like you take off your tires?
That's one of my older impacts.
So it's not that.
I believe this was rebranded for Matco. I think it's an Ingersoll Rand. I think I need to get a rebuild kit on that one too, but we'll see. So that's a 1/2-inch impact.
1/2-inch impact.
Yep.
Okay. Impact gun. Yeah. See, it looked like a gun.
It did. I will give you that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, obviously you're not going to use it as radar, but that's what it reminds me of. Like, I'm just going to like get someone with it.
Yeah, I could see how you could see that one. But that's.
Do you use it on the car? I feel like you would use that on your car.
Oh yeah. That could have been for, I used the coil spring compressor. I used that for this, very dangerous. But never had any issues. Lug nut removal, a couple other suspension parts. All right, this one I haven't got a chance to use yet, but I wanted this, felt like I got a good deal on it.
Is it an extension? An extender? Socket extender?
No.
Swivel?
I mean, you could say
is it a swivel socket twister?
That was a purchase from Amazon when they came in stock. That was the, what was it?
This is so cool.
6-piece set? Yeah, the 6-piece magnetic spark plug service set from ABN. It really is kind of a knockoff for the gear wrench / I believe Matco has a set similar to this.
So what's this thing called?
That one is a swivel.
Oh, I did say swivel. That is for sure 50% credit.
But it's the magnetic spark plug.
Oh, spark plug.
Swivel extension.
Like on your car is a swivel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
So I had just the single 5/8.
This one's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I could like I was bored. I feel like I would
change your spark plugs with that?
No, I would just like play with it or something. I don't know.
No, not so much.
Like I like it better than the ratchet.
You could use it with that. Let's see. We're talking about Pro TIG. We're talking about the welders here. Let's see. Chris Jones bought a Vulcan Pro TIG recently. Plan to try that after getting gas tomorrow. if they're not closed down. So the Pro TIG, so that's a Harbor Freight one. And those the Vulcan ones. If you don't like it, remember that it does have a 1-year satisfaction guarantee, I believe, on it. I was joking. I was at Harbor Freight this week with somebody, and I was like, make sure you hold on to your 89-day trial ticket there. So if you don't like it, bring it back. Except for the Vulcan Pro TIGs give you 1 year. I wish I had I want a high frequency start, but
I don't know what that means.
Ended up not wanting to afford that or spend that much money on it. So I just brought the titanium 125. But the Vulcan, I mean, it's a good machine for what it is. I really did want to try out.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Find me some things to like figure out there.
Nah, we should probably wrap it up. We have my daughter. She is getting home from work. Oh, I can do my last thing here. So I did pick up one of these. This is the Craftsman. Now, unfortunately, in order to use this, you have to do the unlock, and then it will come out for the blade assist on there, which it's definitely locked in really tight. All my other knives don't have that lock in it. I kind of bought it, spent way too much money on it. It's really close to the Linux branded one. Does Mrs. Graphics have a YouTube channel? She does not, but you could subscribe to her if you wanted to.
Okay, I do, but I have no plans to put any content on my YouTube at this point in time, because I don't even know what I would put on there.
It wouldn't be much unless we went to a couple more conferences. And then
honestly, I would get out all my old notes and just teach algebra, advanced algebra. I don't even know. Like that's what I would do. And you guys don't probably care about that, and that's okay.
No. Rigid versus Bauer battery tool, which is better? Oh, I don't know. That's really a toss-up. So that's a good question. I was trying to wrap things up here, but I'll answer that here for you because it's really going to come down to personal preference. So what I do love, and I showed my wife this.
Zaphael, you use algebra every day. You just don't know that you do.
So on the rigid, and this is kind of a TTI thing. So they have basically the.
Oh yeah, you were showing me that.
The quick release, or basically self-ejecting, and they have the push to click. So that is one feature you won't find on a lot of other drills or impact drivers. So there, you push in, and then the self-ejecting on it. I didn't let it shoot across the room because didn't figure I wanted to hit my wife in the face.
That was nice of you.
Now, that is the one thing that might be a bonus to you. They have that lifetime service agreement, but you have to register it, and then there's other hoops if you have to go to jump into that. But don't buy a tool hoping that you're going to get a lifetime warranty out of it forever. Although I do have a set that's lasted me 8 years, I did buy some more. So this is the brushless. Really do like it. Haven't had any problems with the batteries. These batteries are probably about 1.5 years old. Still haven't had a problem with it. Good fuel or good battery indicators on there. Really do like that. Built my deck with this one. Have no complaints with it. Now, when you look at the Harbor Freight one or the Bauer, you're going to have a battery indicator that is quite a bit cheaper, but it does work. Let's move this off here real quick. So not bad. It is a brush, so you can see it sparking inside there.
Oh,
but it still works. I do like the tri-lights on this a little bit better than the light on the cheaper rigid. This is just an X5. They do make a model that has them up top, but it's going to cost a little bit more than the Bauer. Now, if you do buy the extended service plan on the Bauer one, this one comes in at $59.99 if you use a coupon, and you get the one battery. The battery is only the 1.5 amp hour, and it does have decent cells in it, but it does last a little bit shorter than the brushless rigid one. But the price point on this one, if you pick it up and you're going to want to continue, and maybe Harbor Freight's closer to you than Home Depot. And so maybe that's why you're going to go with it. I would never go into the tool buying it because I want to replace it. So something as cheap as this, I probably wouldn't get the extended service plan, but unfortunately, in order to make this compete with a warranty-wise than the rigid, you kind of have to pick up the service plan on it, but it doesn't make sense if you're just going to buy this for $59.99. So then you have to decide, well, will it work for you in 89 days? If it doesn't, take it back. If it does, well, then keep on keeping on. And if the tool dies, you'll buy a new one, and then you'll have an extra battery for it. I need another battery for our vacuum cleaner. And so that's why we ended up getting this, because it was cheap enough at $59. And now I'm starting to feel bad because I have so many different power tool lines and all the different batteries, and it's kind of disappointing.
You should just take a picture of like all the different battery.
I have like 5 different batteries.
Like, I don't know what you call them, battery stations that you have where they're all like locked in to be charged. It's a lot. But I actually really like to vacuum it. I don't know. It's one of my favorite chores, I guess you could say, to do around the house. And he did buy me a little, it's my Bauer, little handheld vacuum, and that was. It
survived for 9 months. The housing on the front is starting to crack. I did have to put some hose clamps on there to keep it going.
It's also small enough that the little kids can use it, so I can have them pick up little messes.
Dewey did it. That was quick. Oh, Dewey did it. What's up? How's it going, man?
Oh, hey, Dewey.
You guys
did it.
Oh man, it's 11 o'clock. So yeah, they started at 9. They were over with Joe Smith. They were doing the Joe Smith after dark tonight. Fun. So maybe we'll have to go check that out.
Dewey did it. I was quizzed on tools tonight and what they were. You should check out the whole live stream. I did not do well.
But you could have done worse.
That's true. I feel like I only got like a 20% on my exam.
I will tell you though, my wife did operate the Bauer,
the Bosch Chemo Cobalt,
and she also did the rigid one. And I haven't had a chance to post that on Instagram yet, but she did end up picking the Bauer for the one time that she used it over the rigid. And I told her, I'm like, are you sure? Please try again.
It was like you were almost like offended. You're like, keep in mind, I put our entire deck together with this rigid. So after we did it, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Let's try it one more time. I'll compare them one more time. And I still prefer the Bauer.
So
I just thought it was easier.
So the Bauer, when you hear it, it basically, because the brushed on there, it has instant power the second you pull the trigger. Well, it may sound on video like the rigid has an instant startup. It doesn't. It takes a little ramp up for whatever reason, and it's not any different compared to the Cobalt too. It feels like the brushed is an instant trigger pull and it starts. It seems like some of the brushless models have like a little ramp up. I don't know how to say that, but it's really just a preference thing. But she did pick the Bauer over the rigid.
Zero experience, first time using them. Do not take my opinions. Make your own.
I mean,
that's all I'll say. I will most likely not be using these tools ever again. So
it's not a bad tool. Would it be my personal preference and go-to? Probably not. But is it a bad tool? No. I think it's decent for some people that need it, but it's not for everybody. I still won't continue to buy too much into the Bauer line, but it was cheap enough at $60.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, that's one of those personal preferences that you have to make yourself. There are people that it will work for. It just doesn't fully work for me. But I still like my rigid. I mean, the grip actually is almost better on the Bauer, it feels like, now that I feel it. But I just have more batteries. So to me, it makes more sense to go rigid. I mean, I just got them laying around. And then I got all the ones back here on there. So, I mean, when I have basically four larger batteries, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I'm telling you, you need to just set it all up and just take a picture of all like the little battery ports, extra batteries you have. I feel like you have a lot. I can understand why people would not want battery powered tools. It takes up a lot of space. And then once your battery is dead and you have to wait for it to charge, then you do want a second battery at least on deck, ready to go.
Now I have been playing with the cobalt brushless drill with the basically the 21700 cells in this, so it'd be their higher output. It doesn't, to me, after just using it for a couple days, I don't feel like there's really any difference in the actual operation of the drill. I drilled some holes with a step bit in 1/2-inch thick steel and didn't really see any difference with the ultimate output versus the older 18650 cell battery. It really wasn't there. They both worked pretty much the same. But I can tell you this cobalt brushless drill, probably out of all the drills that I've used in a long time, this thing was really, really powerful for what it was. So really happy with that. I know Dewey did it. Will be happy about that if he ever gets a chance to upgrade. So, well, guys, it's been a long night for me. It's been a long week. KFC franchise opinion on Power Torque tools. Oh man, we could talk all night.
Oh,
so Power Torque, they look kind of neat. So
I feel like you could go live tomorrow answering that question.
So I do have. So everything that I've used for Power Torque, I was going to see if it's still up there. MC Engineering, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Landgriff, thank you. Yep, no problem. Appreciate you tuning in. So Power Torque, they kind of have some neat tools, but I've never really bought into it. I've liked them, but every time I've actually used them and put them to torture tests, they've been the ones that failed first. They do warranty them out. Make sure you give them your phone number when you buy them at O'Reilly's. Otherwise, they won't have that information in their computer. So just make sure you supply a phone number, even if you're just going to buy hand tools there. To me, it wouldn't be my personal preference. I think there's other tools that you can get of same quality, cheaper. But if it's available and it's close to you and that's what you need, definitely go to it. But to me, it's one of those that they kind of get you when you're at the parts store. They don't necessarily have the best deals on the tools. It's kind of an impulse purchase. I think they do have some neat things for some of their low profile sockets and low profile ratchets that you buy as a kit. And those aren't too bad at a price. I have so many other things that, while they are neat, I've personally said no to them. So that's just how it comes down to it. And again, they haven't tested the best. Yeah, so we only got 30 thumbs up. Yeah, if you got a chance before we drop off here, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
I'd appreciate it.
But at least we don't have any thumbs down, so that's really good.
You could press the thumb down twice.
But press it twice.
And then go over and press the thumbs up once.
Right. Yep.
It's yours. Well, I stole your saying, sorry.
And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and give it 2 thumbs down.
It's clever.
I don't hear a lot of people using that, so I still think it's pretty good. All right, guys. Really appreciate you all tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with us, and all of you guys who gave super chats and help when I was taking my awful test. I appreciate it. I know you guys aced it. I'll try and do better next time.
Here we got BW Electronics. Thanks for joining. Chris Jones. Yeah, I'll have to get you that sticker.
And Tark, if you're still in the chat, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your super chat. And I forget who gave the first super chat, but thank you for that one. It's fun hanging out. It's fun hanging out with you too.
Yeah, thanks. Greg, really appreciate you tuning in. Zaphael, thanks for joining us. Dewey did it. Yes, like I said, he made me really enjoy his lighting that he had in his garage. So we're going to get some new lighting coming in next week from Amazon. And we'll have to talk about that. Mike, really appreciate you joining us. Dale, Brandon Smith, and everybody else if I missed you.
And everybody else that's the Blue Wrench. Thanks for keeping the chat clean.
Yep. And have a good weekend. Stay safe.
Yeah.
And as always, work smarter.
Not harder.
And we'll catch you in the next live stream or video.
All right. Bye, guys.
Take care. Good night, Dale.